Hey everyone, I am Nathaniel Rufflejants, and this is Prime News. So welcome to this lovely Monday, the 21st, and our first story, the lead story today, actually deals with another little tidbit on some Pokemon leaks. So do you remember all of those Pokemon leaks that have been happening over the past week? Well, we have one more for you that is actually from the batch that originally released around March 31st. And it is that apparently the new games will focus on Pokemon from Kanto. And this comes from someone who was leaking information before. I don't know if that's too surprising. It kind of lines up with the leaks about it being like a Pokemon Yellow remake. If it's a Yellow remake with Pikachu and Eevee, sort of makes sense that it would focus on the Gen 1 Pokemon. But at the same point, just a rumor, doesn't really mean anything. I don't know that it's that surprising, but I wanted to bring it up because it is new information that has landed so far for today. Now, moving on to our second story, we actually have a massive batch of details for Mario Tennis Aces, and we are going to go through everything we possibly can go through here, including all of the various modes, some story details, etc. So just hold on, folks, because this is going to be a long one. So first up, we have Adventure Mode, which is the story mode, and it begins during a day that's during a specific tennis tournament. We're not going to give any names there, but it does happen during a tennis tournament. Chaos quickly picks up due to suspicious rackets wielded by Wario and Waluigi, and when the uproar has finally calmed down, Luigi, who was there previously, is nowhere to be found. Wario and Waluigi also suddenly disappear. And then according to Toad, the rackets Wario and Waluigi held are said to have terrifying powers that can control people. If the rackets mystery can be solved, there may have been a clue to find the missing Luigi. So that's the setup for the story, essentially the beginning, letting you know how things go. Interested to see where this takes us. Now, there are other additions to this story that we must consider as well. Mario is obviously the one that goes on an adventure in order to rescue his brother Luigi. Numerous missions will block Mario's progress. To clear them, sometimes you'll need to complete certain requirements other than just simply winning battles, such as aiming for a specified place on the court or beating the enemy within the allotted time. Stages may also have different gimmicks. Use them well to clear the stages. Some stages even have strong enemies that come with special attacks and cannot be hurt with ordinary attacks of your own. By challenging missions and racking up experience, Mario's stats will increase throughout this mode. And not only that, but clearing missions may also reward new rackets. Having all rackets broken during a mission will cause a game over. So it's also important to collect as many rackets as possible. Very interesting aspect to this, if I do say so myself. Missions have varied difficulties from easy to advanced. You can keep challenging until you improve, so you can try progressing through things you're not good at until you get satisfied. So that's pretty much all we know for story mode, but very interesting stuff. Now, we do have a bunch of information on all of the other modes in the game, so let's just dive into that. First up is free match mode, which is a singles or doubles mode that has rules that can be set freely. Up to 4 players versus is allowed. Settings like CPU difficulty, the type of court, and the KO status option can be changed. There's also a local versus, which is where multiple people, which, up to 4 again, with a copy of the game and a Switch can play against each other, either 1v1 or 2v2. There is an online versus where you connect to the internet to fight rivals and friends, and you can play this for free until the Nintendo Online service launches in September. Beyond that, there is a tournament singles-only mode where all players join a tournament and aim for the top. Toad will provide commentary to help hype up the matches. Then there's a tournament online mode, and this is where you battle players worldwide. These things are held monthly. You could take on these tournaments multiple times, and the rankings will be set based on the points you have earned. So there's a ranking system here that basically feels like the online ranked mode for this game. There's also a tournament offline mode, which is where you conquer 3 total tournaments with only 1 available at the start, and then you advance by becoming the champion. So again, another single player mode. I'm greatly appreciating the addition of that. In free match and swing mode, you can enjoy tennis battles with more rules and other than the standard set. You could choose a big tennis ball, which will be more slow, and this will also make it easier to hit by the racket. You can also go with simple rules in a free match where matches don't use energy and will fully rely on your tennis skills. So some purists out there might actually prefer that. You could also obviously play this on the big screen, which is, that's just what Switch does, or take it on the go. You can also share Joy-Cons in tabletop mode, or you can play completely alone, i.e. like when you're in handheld mode. And all I can say about that is all of this sounds exciting. It sounds like this game is completely, jam-packed with content. I love the fact there's 2 single-player modes from a tournament mode and also an adventure mode. That excites me. The ability to set up tournaments to play with friends is great. The online tournament mode with the ranking sounds good. Honestly, this is exactly what I hoped it would be, and I can't wait to get my hands on it. Again, it releases on June 22nd. So be sure to tune in for that date because I'm sure we will have an opening Mario Tennis Aces tournament on a live stream on that date. Moving on to our next big story, data miners have uncovered a bunch of potentially new information for Xenoblade 2's likely upcoming DLC. Now, there was a bunch of stuff that actually released a few weeks ago with story details and all that. I'll have links to that in the description. We're not going to cover that there because it's old information, but we are going to cover the new stuff uncovered now that we can likely look forward to in the future. There's going to be a new challenge mode. There is a harder game difficulty than the current one available. The ability to fine-tune your game difficulty is available, which to me means throughout the game you might be able to change your difficulty. If you're having a really hard time with one boss and you just want to drop it to easy quick, you'll be able to do that. At least that's what I get out of that. There's going to be new quests, which really shouldn't be much of a surprise. A new pouch item that gives 3,000 trust. A new cylinder type. New accessories to try and break the game with. A level 6 aux cores, 2 new blades that come with new weapons and a brand new game mechanic, an awakening mechanic for enemies similar to Numa and Pandoria's, the unique monster subjugation report that keeps track of unique monsters that you've killed. I think it's a lot like a Pokedex essentially, except it's just tracking ones you've killed. The ability to play as Jin. That's very, very interesting. New super bosses, including Rosa, and level 130 to 150 enemies. Okay, that scares me. And lots more. So, very interesting stuff. Again, uncovered by data miners that are looking at in recent patches and stuff of stuff that we can't play yet, but will be unlocked in the future. Really cool. And I gotta say, Xenoblade Chronicles 2 keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And I gotta give credit to Monolith Soft. They created a winner. The launch wasn't the smoothest it could be. The performance wasn't always where it needed to be. But as of today, I view Xenoblade Chronicles 2 as one of the best JRPGs on the market. If you're looking for an action-adventure RPG style, Japanese game, I highly suggest you check out Xenoblade Chronicles 2. It is utterly fantastic. Moving on, we have a slew of other stories to get through, probably our biggest batch of other stories yet. And, of course, we have to start with the results of Splatfest over the weekend. For those who aren't aware, it was the culmination of 2 other Splatfests leading to this third one to figure out who is the best Ninja Turtle of them all. And it turns out that Donnie is the winner. Donnie was able to beat Raphael 2-1. Donnie did lose the popular vote, but then won the singles and doubles matches. So, again, my boy Donnie getting it done. He is the one I voted for in both of the matchups. Unfortunately, my vote didn't matter much, but it didn't matter because the people who chose Donnie were the better players, apparently. So, congratulations to all of the fellow Team Donnies out there. We got it done this weekend. Thank you so much for being awesome. And to Team Raph, guys, well, I'm sorry, you chose wrong. Moving on, there is a new ARMS Party Crash happening this Friday featuring Master Mummy versus Max Brass. So if you're big into ARMS, be sure to turn in for that Party Crash this weekend. I have not yet participated in a Party Crash, but I have heard they are a lot of fun. I almost participated back when it was Ninjara versus Springman because Ninjara is my boy. But good luck for all the Master Mummy and Max Brass players out there. Next up is a story we actually covered yesterday, but I wanted to briefly mention it today for those that might have missed it. Resident Evil 7 is coming to Switch in Japan only on May 24th. Yes, just a few days away, but it's coming as a cloud edition, and how they're delivering it is the first 15 minutes of gameplay is completely free. Otherwise, you have to buy tickets to continue to play for 2,000 yen each, which equals out to around 18 to 20 USD. And that gives you 180 days of playtime. Now, there's been some debate if it's 180 hours spent in the game, i.e., if you buy it, do you get to 180 hours in the game and then you're done, or is it 180 hours of real time? I'm not sure off the top of my head. I tried researching this. No one seemed to have any answers, but I am positive it's probably just 180 days, as in time from when you purchase the ticket 180 days later. I think that makes more sense than 180 hours, because at that point they're just giving you the game for $20. Now, you should be able to beat Resident Evil 7 within the first 180 days anyway. Heck, maybe you'll beat it within the first week, but for only $20, I have to say it's kind of a sweet deal. There are some people worried that this does mean we're going to see more cloud-based gaming on Switch, and people concerned that cloud-based gaming means, you can't take it portable, and I understand those concerns, and this obviously is not going to be for everyone, not just because you don't prefer it, but because some people just don't have good enough internet for it. For now, it's not coming outside of Japan, so for now, none of us in the West even have to worry that this game exists. But if this is the only way we're going to get a game like Resident Evil 7, I've said it before and I'll say it again, I'd rather have a game or an option to play a game than not have that option. And I realize that it's not fair because I have better internet than other people. I wish everyone could have as good as internet as I did or better, but it's life. You guys let me know what you think about it down in the comments. Moving on, it appears that Alola form Pokemon are coming to Pokemon Go as announced by Niantic. We don't know when they are coming. A date hasn't been set, but they are coming soon, supposedly. So I would look forward to that probably in the next few weeks to start seeing Alola form Pokemon pop up. Mario plus Rabbids Kingdom Battle has a gold edition. For those who aren't aware, the gold edition includes all the DLC. You can buy it on the eShop right now. What it appears before the end of June, they are going to be releasing it in physical form, which, again, I don't know if that's too surprising, especially when you consider that the new DLC is also going to be arriving before June. It is now titled Donkey Kong Adventure, and that DLC will release before the end of June, as I said, based on a recent financial report. And, you guys are looking at it right now. Again, it looks very interesting to me. I obviously love Mario plus Rabbids Kingdom Battle. For me, it is one of the best, if not the best, Switch exclusives out there. I know some of you guys are going to argue for Odyssey. I'm not. You are right for your way of playing. But I prefer Mario plus Rabbids Kingdom Battle over Odyssey. Sue me later. But Donkey Kong Adventure DLC, I'm glad it finally has a name, and I can't wait to play because Donkey Kong and Mario plus Rabbids, beyond just that initial boss fight, that just sounds like music to my ears, baby. And that's going to do it for today's episode of Prime News. I want to thank you guys for tuning in. It feels good to be back for another week. We are another week closer to E3. I hope you guys will go back and watch our Road to E3 episode 3 of the Nintendo Prime podcast, because it's Rumor Week. We posted that earlier this morning. Go ahead and check it out. I'll put a link down in the description to that as well. Otherwise, folks, I am Nathaniel Rufflegents from Nintendo Prime, and if you like this video, you know what to do. And if you dislike the video, hit that dislike button, subscribe for more content, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Yes.